Hi Tappers, welcome to the exciting conclusion of how to end a highly effective personal session. The first two videos of this series are linked below. If you would like for me to do a personal session and post it for you, let me know in the comments and I will do that. I know sometimes seeing the entire process can really be helpful, but if I don't hear anything, I will take that as we are good to go and I will skip the excess video. Okay, let's get to it. So, you've been going along in your session, back and forth from practitioner to client, and you are now down to your last 15 minutes. Let's chat real quick about time. It is important to time yourself and honor that time. If you decide you want to extend your session because, man, you are really on to something great, only go an extra 10 to 15 minutes. I understand the impulse, trust me. But remember, this isn't your only chance, and you are invoking so many neurological changes in your brain. You want to give yourself an integration point. You don't go to the grocery store, get home, and then eat every single thing you just bought right then. Think of your sessions as meals, and some will be even snacks. When you're doing your own trauma release work, it can be difficult to determine a good stopping point, so let time be your regulator. Having said that, if you reach a great stopping point and your time isn't up yet, by all means, end early. Time is more of a boundary to keep you from going too long, and rarely to keep you from ending too quickly. If you consistently find yourself ending in less than half of your session time, then it would be a good time to ask yourself if you're really getting the depth you are wanting from your sessions. Okay, so back to the 15-minute mark. Wherever you are, you want to begin wrapping up. So the point on which you are resolving, that is your last to approach for this session, even if it's in the middle of the technique you are doing. There are specific tools to use so this doesn't feel left undone. It's called sneaking away. Spend 5 minutes or so to finish up that last point that you're on, then begin the process of sneaking away. Now, I can do a video in depth on this technique, but I want you to understand it well enough here to begin using it. So here's a quick explanation of what to do. Incorporate words and visualizations that empower you to feel comfortable putting this issue down before it's resolved. This can be done using the basic recipe with statements. Even though I still have more to do here, I feel good about setting it down for now. Even though I'm not done, I can always come back later. You can design a beautiful box or a secure prison for this experience you are working through and place it inside. If it feels unsafe to have it so near, put it on a rocket, jet it out to Mars until you're ready to bring it back. Use a time machine. Zip it into the future to land right back to you at the date and time of your next appointment. Find a combination of words and some sort of action that allows you to feel at peace and a relief about letting it go for now. Once you have achieved that, you are through with the client role. Now take a moment and if you can, allow yourself to feel gratitude for the experience that you've been able to have for this session. Then transition yourself to the practitioner role for the final time this session. Now this is where you would say goodbye to your client and then write up any final notes about the session. Fully step into the practitioner space and write down any details you recall through the session that you still remember and get the last set scores on your target areas for the session. You might write down where you think a good starting point for your next session will be. You might assign some homework for yourself to do in between sessions. The final important step is to then set it down and walk away. Do not get sucked into continuing to journal or thinking about it or dive into the feelings of any continued aspect of this session. Remember, boundaries. No way would a practitioner allow you to stay in their office hours later still talking about this, nor would you let a practitioner ask you questions and dig for hours after your session has ended. Don't do it to yourself either. It is enough. Trust the process. Allow your brain to rest. It needs to do the pruning and move on in life. So, how often should one do self-sessions? Well, that depends. On average, I would say once a week is great. That is plenty to give you momentum for life change. If you are in the midst of a crisis, you might tap multiple times a day. If you've just experienced a major paradigm shift, you might go every other week or once a month for a while so that you have time to integrate your new outlook or your surroundings. And just to be clear, I'm not saying you can't tap daily. I know a lot of people who do, and it's wonderful for them. I tap daily, but it isn't a full, deep session like this series. It's usually en route and a way of assisting something that I'm doing or experiencing, not necessarily my primary focus. If you have any questions of clarification about any of this, please ask me in the comments, as I do answer them personally. And be sure to leave your own comment rather than commenting on someone else's feed, because I'm not alerted to those and I may not always catch it that way. My best to you, my dear tappers, in your journey of self-sessions. And remember, you do have a database of practitioners listed on EFTuniverse.com, all within reach if you are in need of guidance or assistance. I am grateful for you, and I'm glad you're here. I'll see you soon.